Welcome back to Wyoming SportsLine. I'm Jerrad Anderson. Well, it was a whirlwind of emotion for Wyoming Cowboy basketball fans on Monday. Monday afternoon, we got the word that Larry Shyatt has announced his retirement. About an hour later, it became official that Coach Shyatt's top assistant from last season, Alan Edwards, gets the promotion to the new head basketball coach for the Wyoming Cowboys. And with us on the phone right now is Coach Alan Edwards. Coach, thanks so much for taking the time tonight. How you doing?
Hey, Jerrad. How you doing?
Doing good, Coach. Appreciate it. First of all, how's the snow in Laramie tonight?
I've been here 5 years, so it's kind of hard not to expect it. Actually, it was a beautiful day yesterday, and when I woke up this morning, my wife said it snowed, and I said, "Wow, okay." And then I didn't realize how much it was. So it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. That's spring in Wyoming, I guess. You're a Miami native, went to school at Kentucky. Are you getting used to Wyoming at this point? What's been the biggest culture shock out here?
Everybody would think it would probably be weather because, when they hear, I'm from Florida, I'm from Miami, but I've had a lot of stops in between, like you mentioned, the University of Kentucky, but, I was in the D.C. area for a while. I'm sorry, the Maryland area. I was in Virginia. I even played a little ball in Fargo. So the weather hasn't really been that big of an issue. And outside of that, being here for 5 years, I think my family and all of us have gotten adjusted, to the way of life here.
Congratulations on the new position, first of all. Did you have any inclination that you were going to get the promotion before Monday?
Well, it was offered to me, I want to say at least Friday.
Uh-huh.
And then, just going through the process of, the contract and, dealing with my agent. But it was something that us three, myself, Jeremy, and Scott, knew we had an opportunity if Coach Shyatt decided to step away. And, I think he struggled with the decision, for a while, but then finally came to the point where he felt like it was that time.
I imagine a whirlwind of emotions for you and your family. What went through your mind first when you knew it was you that was going to get the promotion?
Excitement, obviously. When you think back to, what you dreamed of, what you envisioned, and then, going out there and putting in the work, and obviously, having some ups and downs in the business already, and to remain focused and to continue to study your craft, and then get to the point where, you finally have, been given the opportunity. It's just a crazy experience.
I know a lot on your plate right now, but where do you begin? Is it recruiting? Is it filling the assistant coach vacancy? What's first on your agenda?
Well, the first thing was our guys already in the program. After the press conference, had a brief meeting with them just to talk about the direction and what we're going to do here in the next few weeks. And then yesterday, I spent all day having one-on-one meeting with the guys. So I just wanted to make sure I took care of home first before I decided to do anything else.
Again, new head coach for the Wyoming Cowboy basketball program is with us, Alan Edwards. Coach, you got to learn from Larry Shyatt over the last 5 years. What was the biggest takeaway that you'll instill with your program from Coach Shyatt?
Well, I think the biggest thing, he let us be who we were and gave us enough rope to grow as coaches. And I think that's the biggest thing I can take from him. Because as an assistant, the worst thing you want is your head guy kind of putting you in a box and not letting you grow and not letting you develop. But he's done that for myself, Jeremy, and Scott over the past 5 years. And I plan to take that same approach with the staff. I want guys to be able to grow and get better. I want guys to be able to move on and reach their goals as well.
We, as Wyoming fans, have known this team that loves defense over the last few years. Does your philosophy differ much from that? Are you kind of in line with Coach Shyatt where defense comes first, or do you have a different philosophy?
No, I'm born and raised. Myself and Coach Shyatt still come from the family tree. But I'm born and raised ever since I've been around basketball. My hat has always been hung on the defensive end of the floor. And even in the individual meetings yesterday with our guys, I made that very clear that we will be a very good defensive basketball team.
You've had the opportunity now to learn the ins and outs of the Mountain West Conference and know how competitive this conference is. What do you think the most difficult part of being a coach in the Mountain West will be?
Well, I think what's great is I've been here for the last 5 years. So I've had an opportunity to watch each program, watch each coach. And I know we had a few, in a sense, new ones here in the past few years, but still staying within the staffs at Utah State or over at San Jose State coming from Boise. The only new truly guy was the guy Nevada, but I feel comfortable that I have a pretty good feel on every other program here. Now it's just more about making the final decisions.
A lot of youngsters on this team again next year. How excited are you about the guys that are already in place on this team? You've been able to see a lot of these youngsters in practice. Should Wyoming fans be excited?
Well, I think they should be very excited. I think what happened this year was really good when you really think about it. I know we didn't probably finish where we wanted to finish, as a group, but a lot of these young guys, got experience, played as first-year players, whether it be freshmen or junior college guys. So next year they're not stepping into something that's new. They've been battle-tested. We had a few games that just came out the other way, but, very close. Like Coach Shaw would always say, within the last 2-3 minutes, we were right there in the ball game. The only two games were at Boise and obviously in the Mountain West tournament. So I'm very comfortable with what we have coming back. Probably be a little bit more balanced of an attack now that we've lost Josh. But I'm extremely excited about the group that's coming back.
Recruiting coming up on your agenda too. What are the main characteristics that Coach Edwards looks for when you're first recruiting a young man?
I think you always got to hit home on character. I think that plays a big part in what we're trying to do. Sometimes, you may take a less talented kid, but if his character is right, I'm willing to work with that. But, outside of the character, we want some long, athletic guys that are very mobile and can move, and at the same time, can shoot the basketball, or at least if I'm recruiting you, then you have to be able to make an open jump shot.
Coach, finally for you, just want to give you an open platform here if you'd like it. We're on quite a few stations across the state tonight, a lot of different Wyoming basketball fans listening. Some may be apprehensive about this program's future. Some may be excited about this program's future. What do you want Cowboy basketball fans to know about you and this program going forward?
Well, the only thing I would say, I thought, the fan support has been tremendous. Obviously, we still would want to take that to another level. But one of the things I really want to do with this program, or even with our guys, because, like I was telling them in our individual meetings, we're always asking, the fans and the student body and the community to come out and support us. But I want to do a better job getting out there and supporting, other things on campus and within our community, so that, outside of basketball, there will still be a reason, for our fan base to come see our guys, because they're more prevalent within campus and in the community.
Very cool. Coach, congratulations on the promotion. Already can't wait for the season, but thanks for taking some time tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Again, that is Alan Edwards, new head basketball coach for the Wyoming Cowboys. Appreciate his time tonight. If you missed any of that interview, we'll post the thing back in its entirety on our station's website. We'll chat with him a couple more times this offseason as we get the scoop on recruiting and maybe a new assistant coach to be named here fairly soon, as he's got to replace his own vacancy. On the show tomorrow night, another exciting guest, Cowboy wrestler, second in the nation at 141. Bryce Meredith will be on the show. Stay safe, stay warm tonight, Wyoming. I'm Jerrad Anderson. Have a great night.